see, Jeff coming at you. This kind of a response video to Mr. Scott Waters a couple weeks ago. He showed his part 1 picture disc collection that he has, and just a few days ago was part 2. Great collection, huge collection. Can't even get near getting close to that, but I do have a few, just a handful, and Scott's, just kind of asked if anybody had any picture discs. He would love to see them, make a video, and so here I am, just in a response to that. From 1974, the first picture disc I have is Judas Priest's debut album, ROCKA, ROLLA. Okay, not a bad sounding picture disc. I'm not sure exactly what this. They're in my collection so long, I really don't have a real general idea on when I picked them up. They are very early. So that is number 1, Scott. Judas Priest, 1974 debut, ROCKA, ROLLA. Okay, next up is another debut album. Fantastic, which would be Boston, their debut from 1976. It is the same on both sides. Another fantastic album and another debut in the collection for the picture disc. Okay, the next album up is Steve Miller, Book of Dreams. I believe this was the 10th studio album from Steve Miller Band. It is the same both sides. Fantastic album. Like I said, I believe it was the 10th studio album. Just a fantastic, love this album to death. Put it on as much as I can on the black vinyl. Okay, next up, the 4th album that I have to show is from 1977. It is Meatloaf, 2nd studio album. Another fantastic album. This one actually sounds very bad. I don't even play it. It sounds that bad. But recently I did pick up a 180 gram reissue from last year. So yeah, this would be number 4. Okay, my 5th one that I have to show you, Scott, is STYX Pieces of 8. This is their 8th studio album from 1978. Fantastic album. It is also a limited edition picture disc as well, number 9,910. And I don't know of how many. There is no number, so yeah, that would be the next album up. Okay, the 6th one, I believe it is a picture disc from a group that had a TV series, the MONKEES. This one is called Monkey Business. Pretty much a compilation picture disc. They had many greatest hits. This is just one of them. And this one is from 1982. Actually not too bad of a sounding disc at all. But love the TV series. Have a couple of their albums in the collection. So this is my picture disc from them. Okay, the next one up is one of the biggest selling albums of all times from 1982. This is a 25th anniversary. Of course, I'm talking Michael Jackson's Thriller. Fantastic album, so many singles off of it. This one I believe is from 2008. Like I said, the 25th anniversary, somewhere in there. So that would be the next up, Scott. Okay, next up on the list is an 8th studio album. We started out the video with their debut. This is their 8th studio album, Screaming for Vengeance by Judas Priest. Fantastic. This was a record store day from 2012 that I picked up. At the time, I think I only had this on cassette. I'm not even sure. I think it was cassette, but since then I picked it up in vinyl, black, and the picture disc. So fantastic. 8 studio album from 1982. Okay, next up on the list is a 3rd studio album from one of my favorite bands in the collection, and that would be Foreigner, Head Games from 1979. I just picked this one up, I think it was last year, from 2017. It was a release, so I had to grab this one for the collection. I try and grab as many of these new ones as I can because they do sound really good. So, and they just look so cool spinning. Definitely worth grabbing. It's not like they're just a collectible anymore. So there you go. That's another one from 1979 and Foreigner's 3rd studio album. And Scott, last but not least, from 1984, and I believe the 6th studio album, soundtrack from a major motion picture and his actually movie debut, would be Prince and the Revolution with Purple Rain, probably one of his biggest selling albums of all time. I know it's one of my favorite from him. Both sides are printed the same, and this was just, like I said, another recent, actually it was my last picture disc pickup from last year, from 2017, and like I said, 1984 6th studio album. So that is it, Scott. That is all I have. Not as large as your collection, but it's just something I pick up when I see it, if I like it. So there you go. I hope you enjoyed seeing the collection, everyone. Scott, take care, everybody. I'll talk to you guys soon.